Hello, and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We're continuing the Pioneer series. You know we had to do it. This time we are bringing you Khans of Tarkir.
Khans of Tarkir, the fetch lands of Tarkir, the fetch lands that have been banned in Pioneer. But before we can get into it, we need you to go down there, click like, click subscribe if you're logged in. If you're not logged in, we're not going to ask you to do that. You can just sit back and relax.
Right, exactly. I think that's perfectly said. Let's get into the cards. The caveat, as we've said in every single video, is we're not picking the most powerful, the most expensive. We know what they are. We've seen them. They're in everybody's deck lists. We're trying to pick ones that we think are sleepers. Maybe 2, maybe 4 of in the main board. Maybe 2, maybe 4 of in the sideboard. That's what we're aiming at. And what better card to start with for Khans than Anafenza the Foremost?
Yeah, and this is a mythic that's super cheap and really quick. Just going to say, Khans of Tarkir is known for being one of the most open sets of all time. Getting reprints of those Onslaught fetch lands really caused a huge hype around this set. So
Absolutely.
A lot of the rares and mythics in this set are super duper cheap, and it's probably going to be like that for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Anafenza looks great in an Abzan aggro deck when she attacks. Counters are coming down. If creatures are going to graveyards from anywhere, it's getting exiled. It's just, I mean, for 4, it's a 4/4 for 3. What can you say?
Yeah, it would play alongside Siege Rhino nicely. This is a card that's just, you know, it's held back. Its power level is held back by the fact that it's legendary. So if you get 2 of them in your hand, you can only play 1, obviously. Right. But the card is really good. I like its colors. It's very cheap. It's like $2 or $3.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be a great pickup. Moving on from that, we've got Deflecting Palm. Hey, Jake, it's a card that's good in Modern. You think it's going to be good in Pioneer?
I would be very surprised if it isn't. Pioneer, you know, people are going to be getting in with big creatures, and it always feels good to Deflecting Palm that damage. It oftentimes ends up being a killing blow.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
A huge card.
Speaking as a burn aggro player, this is one of my favorite cards in Modern of all time. And so that will absolutely be something. I think that in Pioneer, burn is going to live in mono red. It would be surprising if they splash white. Obviously, if they are going to splash white, this is an auto include.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
But,
I would actually not be surprised if they splash white just because of Deflecting Palm and also Boros Charm and you know even Boros Reckoner works well in a burn deck.
Cards with Lightning Helix-like effects, you know, just adding 1 more mana to gain the 3 life that you're dealing 3 life out. So you know it's a possibility for sure.
Yeah, it's a really good card. There's a lot of value here on 2 mana and a lot of value for a card that's like 79 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it lives in the sideboard a lot because you don't want to have it in your control matchup, you know. But if it's main deck, you know, you sideboard it out. You bring in some of that skull crack type effects where damage can't be prevented or can't be countered. Moving on from that, we got Mantis Rider, a 3/3 flying Vigi haste for 3. It's got keyword soup for 3 mana, and hey, it's a human.
Yeah, it's a human. It's a card that is obviously played in modern humans, and it's a card that has had some testing. So I think in a Jeskai build, if we do see a Jeskai aggro build, there's no chance in hell that this card would get left out.
Yeah, I think we will see a Jeskai aggro build. I've seen a lot of chatter about Jeskai Ascendancy, and this is the kind of card that goes in that deck.
Yeah, it's a really good card. I like it a lot. I think that it's cool. I love that it's a Mantis. I love the flavor of this card. It's this monk riding on a Mantis. I wish it was kind of like an insect monk more than a human monk, but it is talking about the rider and not the Mantis. Although I would argue that the Mantis probably does a lot more damage than the monk.
Yeah, it's arguable, but maybe the Mantis is just trying to be a trusty steed.
Yeah, that's true. The Mantis could get the monk there, drop him off. The monk does all the three damage, and then the hasty Mantis gets back to pick him up. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this. We got Utter End. Turns out good removal is good.
Yeah, it's good removal. It's just non-land permanent.
Any non-land permanent exiles it at instant speed. It's all you want in a removal. It exiles, it's instant, and it's any non-land permanent.
Right, and we don't have Vindicate in this format.
Right.
I think Utter End is pretty much as close as we can get to that kind of effect. I mean, that's why it's here. It's here because it's it's a little bit more expensive Vindicate, but it's essentially the Vindicate of Pioneer.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I think that next we have a fantastic piece of removal: Sacrifice, 2 damage, and its instant speed.
Yeah, this is a card that people have talked about for a long time, and you know, I felt like if we're doing this list, we can't leave this card out because it's a card that's been really talked about. It's in Mardu colors, which is a really fun color combo. So it's premium removal. It's cheap. It's also like 79 cents.
Right.
And
well, it's been reprinted. You can see I pulled the art for the Commander set in which it was reprinted, not for the Khans art of the card. But you know, again, it's a card that it might get reprinted in future Commander decks, but it, you know, they tend not to reprint things over and over again unless it's called Soul Ring.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Crackling Doom, yeah, we mentioned it's a cheap card. It's a really good color combo. If Pioneer can, if any format is going to give this card love and a home, hopefully it's Pioneer.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Up next, we got Wingmate Roc. There was a time when this was on most of the Pro Tour lists around this block. And I mean, the card is a house. If you've already attacked, it's 6 power spread across 2/4 toughness bodies in the air. It's crazy.
Yep. 3/4 in the air feels good. This card isn't legendary, so you can just fill up the board with more of them if you have 2 in your hand. You know, go wide it always feels good. So, you know, putting 2 3/4s in the air, I mean that's 8 toughness in the air if you need blocking. That's 6 power in the air if you're just trying to close out a game. It's evasion. It's a lot of value on one card.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have to agree with you. That brings us back around to Anafenza, and that brings us to the end of our Khans of Tarkir coverage.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. As always, we appreciate it if you'd hit like, hit subscribe if you're logged in. Really helps us grow.
Only if you're logged in.
Yep.
No
if you
biggie.
want to support us further, we've got a Patreon. The link is down in the description below. And we are streaming twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursday nights over on Twitch. Jake, I'm tapped out. You got anything else?
Just this plate that I gotta go put in the kitchen because I've eaten all my food.
The food is empty. It's so sad. Bye.